Now, you kind of set the stage a minute ago when you said the bottom line, because that's what time it is. It's time for the bottom line.
Bottom line.
Michael calls it the terrible twos, but it's called the bottom line. So here we go. It's the final two questions of the show. The terrible twos. Question number one.
Bottom line
is on a scale of 1 to 10. Michael Kenyon Rosewood. I know. Scale of 1 to 10. What would you give this first episode of Static Shock?
Yeah, I'll just say 2.5. I don't really have any reasoning behind it besides my gut. I actually didn't write anything down after I watched the episode.
Wow.
But just thinking about it, how much I didn't like it. Yeah, I mean, I like the things that I did like about it was the theme music got me pumped.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like that they were trying to be a little bit woke about trying to talk a little bit about gang violence. But the rest of it was just lame. You know, I mean, I've spoken enough about how much I hated the fact that everybody gets different powers from the same stupid gas.
I know that's such a minor thing too.
Yeah, but it may be minor, but it's actually huge if you think about it in terms of the origin stories of superheroes. Like, I mean, that's a huge thing for me. But it's not surprising to me that I didn't like it. I'm not a huge DC guy.
Yeah.
So 2.5.
Well, Neil, can you beat that scale of 1 to 10?
Wow. Okay.
Now, this isn't The Price is Right. You don't have to be like 2.49. You can if you want.
Or 2.51.
Let's, you know what? All right. I'm going to add a couple caveats here. One, as I've said, I don't really watch cartoons. I have low expectations. When I watch one, I'm going in, I'm expecting to not like something. So expectations are already low. And what was my other one? I forget what my other one was, but
okay.
So
Make
I'm gonna say all right, never mind. So my expectations are already
tricking
low.
us.
So I'm gonna say, my other caveat is I'm thinking if I'm a kid and I'm watching this show as a kid, like I'm not the audience now. I'm imagining little Neil, baby Neil.
What?
Yeah, no, this show is for babies. You're right.
Or slightly larger, older babies. I would give it let's give it a 7.5. I think I would, as a little kid, I would watch this show. I would probably keep watching it and I would probably like it. And if I go back and I watch all the cartoons I watched as a kid, probably they suck, but I really liked them when I was little. Maybe you guys have had that experience reviewing these old cartoons you used to watch and probably watch them now. Like,
countless times.
Yeah. Makes no sense. How do they get their superhero powers from the same thing and they're different? It makes But as a kid, you're just like, go.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You are not maybe you are. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're not a child anymore with facial hair like that.
Child at heart.
Well, guys, you heard it. That's a 10.
Kid as little Neil rating. I would watch it again as a little kid. As an adult, I might be a little too busy to continue watching it.
Easy. Whoa. You're moving too far.
Okay.
Look, the point is, it's a 10. It's a 10 from Neil and Michael combined. Okay.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, it is 2.5 and 7.5. There it is.
That doesn't average to 10 though.
No, it's total. Now, I'm going to match that total. Is what I would say if this were a better show. Now, I'm, hey. There was especially that one scene where he just kept saying line after line after line. I mean, that was incessant and it was annoying and I did not like it. I love the theme song. I love the premise the presumed premise, because I never actually got to see the premise fully go to fruition. I'm just assuming this is where the show is going because the show ended before we actually saw what happens. And usually in the first episode, you need to know, what is this show going to be about? What's going to happen? And based on this first episode, we are to assume that this episode is going to be just about this kid and his high school stuff, because that's mostly what we actually saw. We didn't see him fighting bad guys, really, except for, in the flash forward thing. So I really wish that they would have shown us part of what the show is actually going to be about, which is him fighting bad guys. Would have given it a higher score for that. I love the music. I do like the bad guys. I was okay with the gas thing. I'm like, yeah, who cares? Move on. That's the way I looked at it. 5.5. 5.5 from me. 5.5 is where I'm
Better
happy.
than average.
Yeah, because it was enjoyable. It was okay. It warmed up. It started off real high. It fell off a cliff, and then it warmed up, and then it stopped before it actually did something that I was hoping it would do. But question number 2 is, for the purposes of this podcast, we all had to watch the first episode of Static Shock. But now that the podcast is over and we're free to move about the internet, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, would you watch the second episode of your own volition?
Well, with a score of 2.5, it's not a hard guess to divine that I would not be watching the second episode. So close your mouth, Ryan. No, I will not be watching the second episode. It was all I could do not to turn off the first episode, like right after all those dumb jokes.
Turning on the lights in a Roach motel. Come on.
Turn on your heart lights, man. Let them shine wherever you go. Neil, would you watch the second episode?
If I took a time machine back,
what is it with all these caveats?
If I took a time machine back to when I was, say, 6 years old,
and then you're not.
If I took a time machine back to when I was 6 years old, and then I took the time machine into the future to 2000, so I'm in 2000 now as a 6-year-old watching this as a 6-year-old, not as an 18-year-old drunk and doing all kinds of stuff in college. The answer is yes. I would watch this show if I took a time machine back and then forward again into the past.
Right. What about you though in real life?
As an adult human male.
Right now in real life.
Adult human bearded male.
Yeah. What would you do in real life? Would you watch the second episode?
I don't, as I said, I don't watch cartoons, so the answer would be no.
Well, then that's a no, Neil. I'm sorry.
No. But I did it auto played, and I watched some of the second episode, and a lot of your misgivings, Ryan, I feel like were addressed.
Yeah, I assumed they would be. Yeah. That's why I gave it a little higher.
Okay, so I think, a lot of those things, I didn't watch the whole thing, but a little bit.
Did watching the second episode affect the number score you gave it? Like bump it up a little bit?
Not at all. No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, I didn't have any. I didn't really have a problem with the pilot to start with. I was already on board. Although I was a little upset that F-Stop loses his nickname in the second episode. I think he's no longer F-Stop at that point.
What?
That made me up because I really liked that name. And then he's whatever he is, Flame Streak or which I didn't think was
I think Neil should have to go back and re-rate it though too, because his rating was based on when he was a child also.
Look, time is relative. Time it's circular. Time is a flat circle. Okay.
All right.
Facing which way? Like in front of you? So you can't move forward?
It was true.
Like a plate?
It sounded cool when they said it in
Yeah. It's more of a sphere, I would say.
So I had already rated the show as when I was already existing as a kid. I had already rated the show because everything has already happened.
Right now, there's some people watching this that are fans of this show, fans of Static Shock, saying, "Stop talking him down. He gave it a 7.5.
Right.
Leave
They're
him
on my
alone."
side.
Yeah, I doubt
like
that
the
there's any
masses are on
fans
my
of the
side.
show.
Oh, I'm sure there are. Here we go. I'm going to tell you guys whether I would watch the second episode. No. But
I didn't think
it's
so.
not a hard no. I'm actually curious about it. I am curious. This is more of a show that I would like to Google and look up the lore, like just kind of see like the characters and be like I hope this made it to comic books. I hope that there are comic books and you can learn about the bad guys and there's all kinds of cool stuff to read about.
It was a comic book first.
Okay, and that's what I thought. And I feel like that because I feel like this story here is very interesting and I feel like I would like it, but I'm not sure if the execution of that story was very good in this series. So I'm more interested in the story and the franchise than I am watching the actual second episode of this show. So it's a no, not a strong no, but a slight no from May.
Oh, I guess this character is also in the Teen Titans.
No way. That's cool.
WTF Teen Titans.
Neil, that's right. You said, well, we also had you on for Disenchantment. Everybody, if you want to find out how Neil felt about Disenchantment, the cartoon on Netflix, check it out. It premiered April 14th, and just look up WTF Disenchantment on this channel. Spoilers, he rated it better than he rated this one.
Oh, really?
Higher, I should say, not better.
I rated Disenchantment higher.
Yeah. According to my notes.
Disenchantment's just a good show. This is a terrible show. So.
Well, that's just your opinion, man.
It is just his opinion. Like White Russians are delicious. All right, here we go. We got to run. Everybody, thank you to Neil Stevens. He's so cool. So be sure to check him out online. Watch his movies for free. You'll love them. You'll enjoy them. It's a good time. And, what I'm trying to say is this podcast was volatile.
This podcast was fun, even though the show was dumb.
Think fast.
This podcast is a flat circle.
More of a sphere.
All right, everybody. Give us your suggestions in the comments section below. Tell us what you'd like us to review. Say WTF, whatever show you want us to do, especially cartoons for Neil. And always remember what Mr. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg likes to say.
Don't forget to register to be an organ donor. And don't forget to watch the first of things.
Freeze frame.
No, we don't freeze frame. He says it every time because he thinks it's funny to do it, but we don't freeze frame ever. I keep moving and shaking my head, and I don't freeze frame. And I cut all this out. That's the important thing is I'm the one that's editing. So in post, this all gets cut out of the episode.
This could be in the blooper reel.
Yeah.
Freeze frame.
Nope.